When Aurelien Tchouameni joined Real Madrid with a transfer worth hundreds of millions, the soccer world only saw the next superstar. But what happens when the stadium goes quiet and the cameras are turned off? Behind the success lies a life full of peace, structure, and conscious decisions. No excesses, no noise, but a modern villa in Madrid that reflects exactly this inner balance. How does a young player manage to stay so grounded at the biggest club in the world? The answer begins right here. Aurelien Tchouameni's path began long before the bright spotlight of Real Madrid. In 2011, he joined the youth academy of Girondins Bordeaux, having previously played for small local clubs like SJ Dartige. It was clear early on that his progress was no accident. His family played a central role, especially his father Fernand, a former soccer player who later worked as a pharmacist and placed great importance on discipline and education. In July 2018, Tchouameni finally made his professional debut for Bordeaux in the Europa League. Just a few weeks later, he scored his first goal at the senior level. In a season and a half, he made 37 appearances and proved that he was physically and mentally ready for a larger stage. But was Bordeaux really the goal, or just the beginning of a much bigger plan? In January 2020, the next decisive step followed. AS Monaco invested around 20 million euros to sign Aurelien Tchouameni. For many, it was a risk, but for Monaco, it was a strategic decision that would quickly pay off. Hardly arrived, Tchouameni established himself in the midfield and developed into an integral part of the team within a very short time. In 95 competitive matches, he scored 8 goals and impressed above all with his consistency, his game intelligence, and his physical presence. He became one of the most complete midfielders in Ligue 1 and significantly shaped Monaco's play. In the 2021-2022 season, he finally received the award for the league's best young player. His performances did not go unnoticed internationally either, and led to his first call-up to the French national team. Was this breakthrough already the peak, or just the preparation for the really big leap? On July 1st, 2022, the moment arrived that changed not only his athletic world, but also his financial one. Real Madrid signed Aurelien Tchouameni for a transfer fee of around 80 million euros, which could rise to 100 million with bonus payments. One of Europe's most expensive midfield transfers thus became a reality. The 6-year contract until 2028 immediately catapulted him into the upper salary bracket of the squad. Today, Tchouameni earns around 12.5 million euros per year, about 240,000 euros per week, excluding performance bonuses, Champions League bonuses, and seasonal incentives. His market value remains at around 75 million euros at the end of 2025, underlining his importance to the team. With Real Madrid, he has already won La Liga and the Champions League, played in the 2022 World Cup, and scored a crucial goal there. But how does this success affect his life off the pitch? After signing with Real Madrid in the summer of 2022, Aurelien Tchouameni made a conscious decision for his life off the pitch. He chose La Moraleja, one of Madrid's most exclusive yet quietest residential areas. His villa sits on a plot of around 3,200 square meters, surrounded by tall hedges, quiet streets, and an atmosphere consistently designed for privacy. As soon as you enter the property, it's clear that this was not created as a place for show, but rather a retreat for concentration and stability. The entrance gate opens onto a simple stone driveway, lined with manicured bushes and subtle garden lighting. The garden encircles the entire house and leads directly to an adjacent golf course, a luxury that is rare even in La Moraleja. Outdoors, there is a jacuzzi set into a wooden deck, as well as space for a future indoor pool. Especially on recovery days after intense matches, Tchouameni uses this area to find peace. But how does this clear line continue inside the villa? Inside the villa, the quiet, well-thought-out line continues consistently. Spacious, open rooms dominate the house, designed in neutral colors with warm wood elements, white walls, and black framed windows. Floor-to-ceiling glass surfaces let in plenty of natural light and create a connection between the interior and the garden. The main living space feels expansive but never cold. A large sofa, a low natural stone coffee table, and a minimalist fireplace form the centerpiece without cluttering the room. The living area flows seamlessly into the dining area and is suitable for both quiet evenings and meetings with family or teammates. Next to it, there is a separate, more formal dining room for special occasions. The kitchen is one of the most functional areas of the house. High-quality appliances, a central kitchen island, and plenty of storage space make it practical yet elegant without appearing extravagant. On quiet days, his morning begins here with a quick breakfast and a moment of silence before training. In total, the house has 5 bedrooms and 5 bathrooms, all designed for privacy. The master suite overlooking the garden offers a dressing room and a modern bathroom with double sinks and a large rain shower. Additionally, there is a private home theater, a gym, a massage room, and a golf simulator. An automated home system controls lighting, temperature, and security. But this retreat is only one part of his structured life. How are his values reflected in the vehicles he drives daily? The same clear attitude that shapes his entire life is also evident in his garage. For everyday use and trips to the training ground, Tchouaméni mostly uses a BMW iX xDrive 30, the silver electric SUV that the Real Madrid players received this season. With around 313 horsepower, all-wheel drive, and acceleration from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 5.6 seconds, the vehicle combines performance with tranquility. Quiet, efficient, and unobtrusive, it fits perfectly into his daily rhythm. A teammate once jokingly remarked that this car is like him, fast when it needs to be and quiet when it counts. For relaxed drives through the city, he uses the Volkswagen ID.5 GTX. The deep blue coupe SUV with 299 horsepower has an understated design and is suitable for errands or meeting friends. Only on special occasions does he reach for the Lamborghini Urus. With 650 horsepower, it is the most powerful vehicle in his collection. But here too, it's not about show, but about conscious moments. But what drives him to pass on his success beyond his own life? Away from soccer and material success, his focus is increasingly turning toward responsibility. Since the founding of the Prosperity Foundation in 2024, Tchouaméni has been specifically involved in educational and sports projects, especially with an eye on his roots in Cameroon. The foundation is active in both Cameroon and France and already reaches hundreds of children and young people. In December 2024, one of the most important projects to date was completed in Segal, a small sports center at the Mango Children's Home, which benefits around 150 children from the orphanage and the surrounding villages. During his visit, he played with the children, spoke with teachers, and supported basic educational programs. Furthermore, he committed to scholarships and the construction of more communal play and training areas. He is also making a mark in France, for example, with the opening of a stadium near Bordeaux, where his own career began. For him, charity is not a short-term symbol, but a long-term promise. But how does someone who so consistently seeks balance between elite sports and responsibility live their normal, everyday life? Far from the noise of the Bernabéu, his everyday life follows a clear, calm structure. Tchouaméni is considered introverted, focused, and consistently avoids a nightlife. His days usually begin with recovery and training, followed by a quiet breakfast and the short drive to the training center. He spends his evenings deliberately withdrawn, watching games, reading, occasionally playing video games, or walking his dog through the neighborhood. Golf has become an important balance, a sport that requires concentration and helps him switch off mentally. On quieter days, he picks up a brush and canvas and paints simple landscapes, a hobby from the summer break that gives him peace. Family remains a steady anchor. He maintains close contact with France and Cameroon and takes every opportunity to visit. His circle of friends in Madrid is small but stable. Traveling together takes them to quiet places, far from the public and social media. No scandals, no distractions, only structure, balance, and real closeness. But how does all of this fit together into a coherent overall picture? The story of Aurélien Tchouaméni is not a narrative of loudness or abundance, but of discipline, clarity, and conscious decisions. His villa in Madrid is not a symbol of showing off, but a place that keeps him grounded amid the pressure of Real Madrid. Exactly this piece forms the foundation for his performances at the highest level. If you enjoyed this look behind the scenes, support the video with a like and subscribe to the channel to make sure you don't miss any more stories behind the game.